very much. Today's word of the day is serendipity. Serendipity. The meaning is a combination of events which have come together by chance to make a surprisingly good or wonderful outcome. The examples are, I happened to find DniproHills Toastmasters Club by sheer serendipity. Meeting her like that and there, of all places, was true serendipity. It was serendipity that I found $100 in my pocket. And by the way, meeting CJ Marks here, of all places, was true serendipity for me today. Over to you, Zoom Master, Lucia.
Wow, what a great word. So it's a great serendipity to find all of you in social media. I think. Now it's time for our timer, Anna Martynova, just to remind us about our time slots for impromptu session. Please, Anna.
Good afternoon, dear friends, dear Toastmasters members. By serendipity, I happen to be a timer for this meeting and see all of you here and to actively participate in the meeting. So today I'm your timer, and our standard rules for table topic session is 1 minute. When I show a green card, it will be a green background. I'll try to use it. Yes, it works. Then at 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll show you yellow big background. It means that you should be ready to wrap up your speech. And at 2 minutes, I'll show you red background, which means that you should stop or slightly close your speech and finally stop. This is for our speakers. Then we'll have evaluation session. It depends how many speakers we'll have during our table topic session, but I believe that will be about 10 minutes or less, around 10 minutes for each evaluator. We'll have evaluator number 1 and number 2, Kevin and Khrystyna. So let's say it will be 9 minutes green, then 9 and 30 yellow background, and 10 minutes red background. These are our rules for today, and have a nice table topic session.
Thanks, Anna, for remembering regarding all these issues. I also can recommend to all of you just to pin Anna to see every time which card, which visual background she showed to us. And just a small also suggestion during the table topic session, we have a great opportunity on Zoom. We can raise hand in our lowest panel, and you also can use this raise hand or raise hand by this. And due to serendipity, 2 weeks ago we have a general evaluator, Alicia Curtis from Australia, and she suggests us to have 2 table topic evaluators, because usually we have a lot of volunteers during TT session. It's really hard for only one person to evaluate all of them. So today we just trying to see how it looks like. So we have 2 table topics evaluators. The first one, Khrystyna Popovych, she will evaluate our table topic master and the first 6 participants of impromptu speech session, and the second one, DTM Kevin Bucks, will evaluate all other participants of table topic session. As usually at the end we will have voting for the best table topic speech award, so please be attentive, and I will remind you all of these names at the end of this session. So I am very happy to invite to this stage our table topic master for today. It's Anastasia Balbekina, and she even suggests a good topic for today's table topic session. Eloquence is painting of the thoughts. So please go to the stage, Anastasia.
Hello, everyone. It's true serendipity. I'm here alive and being a member of ArtTalkers Club, Kyiv. I'm happy that I can also attend events by DniproHills. So it's really great to see you all here. Indeed, for the topic of table talks, I decided to choose eloquence as a concept or skill or quality which is closely related to speech writing, I guess, because when you wrote something, you also need to deliver it properly. And eloquence is basically ability to deliver speech in a nice form, so that the content is represented in the best way possible. So I guess it's topical, and also while Florian asked us to print to tape our answers to the chat, I will do vice versa. I will tap questions to the chat because I did my homework and I found some sayings by famous people about eloquence. So just for the purpose of you being able to fully understand it and knowing the author, you will be also able to see the question in the chat. I hope it will be helpful. So we can start with the first question from me, and it sounds as the following. So it is the heart which inspires eloquence, versus the saying eloquence is the child of knowledge. So which opinion is more valid to your mind? Is it heart or is it brain? Is it emotions or knowledge that matters? I remind you that you have 2 minutes for your answer, and that you try to use the word of the day. Please raise your hands. Can't see any hands at the moment. Do you want to make me to choose a volunteer? Deny the nature of voluntarity? So, Khrystyna Popovych, maybe you would like to answer the question?
Hi, I'm Evaluator, yes, but I can answer.
Anna Martynova has her hand up.
Anna, is it for the purpose
Anna
of...
has a hand raised up.
Okay, guys, so then I will choose somebody else. Maybe Ashok would like to answer the question. What is prerequisite for eloquence, brain or heart?
The answer is always it depends, Madam Toastmaster. However, my personal opinion is it's always knowledge which drives eloquence. We all have opinions. All of us should have opinions, but in a world that is driven by so much misinformation and disinformation, it's always objective knowledge that we should seek that ultimately drives us closer to the truth. So feelings can only go so much, as recent events in the US show. It's knowledge of what is the truth, what ultimately matters to all of humanity should drive how we behave, and consequently, eloquence should always come from a position of knowledge. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, or Table Topics Master.
Thank you for the answer, Ashok. Anyone else to share their thoughts? Okay, then I guess we can switch to the second question, which is the following. Well, eloquence is definitely an important skill for one to master, but certainly there are occupations or professions which require eloquence a lot. So for which occupation eloquence is an absolute must. You can name top 3 professions in your opinion, and please explain why. We have volunteer Arpit. Please respond.
Audible?
Yes, please. We can't hear you.
What I would like to say is the 3 professions in which eloquence is most important. First of all, it's our parents. They have to make sure that we get on the right track. And for that, they need to constantly keep on guiding us. And I have seen personally in my life that they have always been my role model or my mentors. Anytime I am found here and there going the wrong side, they are the ones who are very eloquently able to guide me. So personally, I think for children, it's the most important thing. And that role is being played by our parents. Secondly, I would say it goes to a school where teachers are there. They are doing the same thing, it's rightly said that school is a second home. So there I will also say that the teachers, the mentors, they keep an eye on us, they keep on mentoring us. And they are doing the same thing which the parents are doing. And they are just like a second mother or second father, which we can see that. So for a child to grow, for a city to grow, for a state to grow, it's all the citizen. And for a citizen to grow, it's the child which is growing. And at each level, we will see that the parents and the guidance which is given by the teachers, it matters a lot. But for a state to grow, it's the politicians. And if they are easily able to persuade us in the right direction, if they have right mindset, right intention to make the city grow, make the state grow, make the citizens grow, make the society grow, they can very easily guide us. So in that sense, I will find the politicians like we have in the past, like in Africa, in South Africa, we had Nelson Mandela. In India, we had Mahatma Gandhi or Vallabhbhai Patel. So they were the ones who were having the right mindset. If you want to change the society, you need to be a better politician. So anytime, anywhere, we need a good individual who have a good eloquence over his speech. And that way we all are working at Toastmasters to improve our eloquence qualities. Over to Tabletop Master.
Thank you very much for your answer. Very thoughtful and a great insight. I personally had different variants on my mind, so really interesting. Anyone else? We can have more than one volunteer per question. So no hands raised.
Taras, he is volunteer, you see?
Yeah, Taras, please.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so, well, for this matter, first type of occupation that really relies on being on this is, to me, it's a teacher, because, well, when it comes to learning new stuff, new material, when say you're in the lecture, well, our brain is likely to not want to do the hard thing. And when teacher is being persuasive, when they are energetic, well, students are more likely to pay attention and also memorize the material. And also students are like more likely to be able to sit longer and just to work harder, and yeah, as a result they are likely to understand more material. Well, another kind of profession that also relies on this thing is, I guess, politician. As a politician, you are responsible for a lot of people, for their well-being, and you don't only have to be sure about the choices you make yourself, but you also have to convince the others that you chose the right way to do things, that you chose the right course. And yeah, I guess being persuasive, being confident in speaking for politicians plays a big part. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Taras, for this insight. Really interesting to hear different opinions. Yes, Anna?
Yes, if you allow me, I would like to give my top three professions that need eloquence. The first one is the profession of lawyer, because lawyers appear before the court and they defend the rights, or either they offend and give their speeches in order to decide the questions of life and death, of guilt or the absence of guilt. So that is very important. Eloquence is absolutely important in this profession. The second, and quite often, lawyers have to think on their feet and find the right word to persuade and to make people to make the right decision. The second profession that I would say, these are writers and journalists, people who give information to the world, people who present how the world look like, and that's why they should find the right words and to be eloquent. The third on my list is the profession of interpreter. This is not more about the art as lawyers and writers, but it is more about the craft. However, eloquence is absolutely necessary for them because it often helps, it often happens that you cannot find the right words, so you're looking for a synonym. And I would like to finish my my short speech with a joke that no one has lied so much as interpreters. So be eloquent, try to find the right words and master the language. That's my message. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Cool. I guess you caught attention for sure, judging from people's reaction. Thank you. And then I guess we move to the third question, which is also a quote, which I found really interesting. So, the eloquent man is he who is no beautiful speaker, but who is inwardly and desperately drunk with a certain belief. Do you agree? And who of modern or past influencers inspire you? I will also tap this into the chat so that you can, I don't know, read it once again and think of people who inspired you by their belief in the idea. Okay, any volunteers? Please raise your hands to share your favorite speaker, influencer. Okay, Irina, maybe you would like to share? Irina Dmitrieva.
Yes, I would like. I'm completely agree that the most bright speeches made by people who believe in their ideas the most. Because if people in their hearts haven't hard belief, they can't present you their belief because they can't tell you, they can't give you all wide features of their ideas and situations. You know that the most important speakers and the most bright speakers was real fanatic, the people who are maybe not good. You had speech of made by Charlie Chaplin. the speech, which is called Great Inquisitor. The speech is famous, but you know that the person whom he's presented, Hitler, he was also the famous speaker. It don't concern only people who is bad, of course. It concerns only people who is sent. I know very bright religious speakers. People who is famous by their knowledge, people who work in church, who give us their belief in God. It's great speeches. In my opinion, to be fanatic in some way, it is the next level for speaker. It is higher level. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer. Great. Guys, anyone else to share their opinions on the question? Yes, please. Marks, I can see its her name only. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Success and serendipity may begin with the same letter S, but they're not one and the same. Ironically enough, and as blasphemous as it may seem, I'm going to disagree with the late great Ralph Waldo Emerson, because if eloquence wasn't required, why would we be here in Toastmasters? I think we're here to learn certain skills, leadership, public speaking, that more so being eloquence. Give you a clear example. A person who is passionate about something, who has a lot of fervor and wants to accomplish something, but if that person is just not able to articulate what he or she wants to do, then they're probably not going to get their word across. Florian played a video for us earlier, and he was expressing how content is important. That being said, and the person was passionate, no doubt about that, yet they were eloquent in what they were doing. So I'm inclined to believe that not only is eloquence required, but it is in fact a prerequisite. Now, granted, passion plays a role in it, but if you are passionately inarticulate, how much good comes from your ability to persuade somebody? Again, serendipity is not something that factors into success. We can call it luck if you believe in luck. But I'm of the belief that if you're going to really be successful in what you aspire for, and if you're going to motivate and move people, which that's what it means to be eloquent, it trumps just simply being passionate about something. There is a role for passion, but passion without eloquence is simply blind fervor. And that's just about it. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Okay, and Florian, I guess I missed your raised hand. Would you like to tell us something regarding this question?
About somebody that inspires me. I'm going to be very honest here, but the current Ukrainian president, Zelensky, is usually inspiring to me. I wrote an article about him on my website back in March. I've been watching some of his speeches, and why is it that inspires me? Because for me, a true leader is somebody that kind of leads from the front, that's not afraid of personal danger and not afraid of making big decisions. And when he said supposedly this, I need ammunition, I know the ride, I'm like, man, at great personal cost to himself and potentially to his family, he decided to stay and stand. And I think it's just, it's absolutely amazing and inspiring. And something I also respect about leaders is leaders were not afraid of challenging and setting hard truths to people. And when he made a speech to the German parliament saying, well, your country has done some bad things in the past, basically now you have a special responsibility to help others, it takes some serious chutzpah to do something like this. So for me, pure respect. And I hope I will be lucky to meet him and shake his hands one day, because I genuinely would love to.
Thank you very much for your answer. Thank you. Okay, guys, then moving to the next question. And again, quote. So the previous question was rather appraisal to eloquence, but there are other opinions about it. So, for example, one can say, I would rather have a plain downright wisdom than a foolish and affected eloquence. And what about you guys? Does the form matter, or the content is the only criterion against which you judge an idea's relevance? What are your thoughts about this? One moment, I will check if we have other volunteers. Not at the moment, so please, Taras.
Nastya, I'm so sorry. You put the question to me personally, so just.
Sorry, yeah, guys. Okay, so Taras answers, and I paste the question to the chat.
Yeah, so I guess for this matter, just in order to get the audience interested, you gotta sound interesting, you have to sound persuasive, and you have to speak with confidence. If you don't have these features in your speech, and even if your speech is of a good quality and it's smart and it has a lot of great ideas, you're likely to just not be heard. And as a result, this speech has kind of no use. On the other hand, if a speaker, like say, doesn't have some really great idea, but they have eloquence and they sound confident and they are able to interest and encourage the listener, they are more likely to entertain the audience, and their speech might sound quite great and well. So I guess despite the content being really important, eloquence is something that makes your speech great and good quality. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your opinion. Anybody else on this topic? Tatiana, right?
Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. You know that we all of us now we know that there are some of professions which needs to that the people should be have a possibility to deliver their speech eloquently. But in my opinion, this feature is depends on the audience, because not everybody needs to full describing of the situation with a color and colorful what happened. For example, I work as a warehouse manager, and the first time when I started to work, I described my keepers what they should do, and I say, you know, that these medicines, it requires a special temperature condition, and it is forbidden to put it in this place because of authority requirements. They listen at me very carefully and they say, what? Please repeat it again. I don't know what about you say. I continue. You know, it is requirements of our authority. What? Finally, I understand that I should say them all the requirements for their work quickly and direct. I said, please take these pellets and put in that corner. Do you understand me? Yes. And from the time I understand that, especially with men, we should deliver our requirements, our direction very short. In ideal, it should be 3 words, please take and put, or it can be 5 words. For example, please put it in that corner. And as for me, I really I understand that it is important to be eloquent, but time to time we should understand who our audience is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Titana, for sharing, first of all, your personal experience and for reminding us about the importance of target audience. Definitely that matters a lot. So we have diversity of opinions, which is great. And we move to the next question, which is the following. So basically, I guess we all agree that only nice words are not enough. They have to be supported by good deeds, so to say by actions. But what about present days? In the modern world of publicity, in informational society, are just good deeds enough, or they must be supported by nice words to have an actual impact in the modern society? What is your opinion? Can see volunteers for now. Please raise your hands, guys. Thought-provoking question, I guess. Okay, then I will have to pick a volunteer. Maybe Sandra wants to share her thoughts with us.
I was just about to say that Naniwa had her hand up all along.
Am I missing something?
Grammarian had her hand up. Speak.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we give preference to actual volunteers, please.
Okay. Yeah, action and words both important, but I happen to see the movie Audrey Hepburn. Do you know the actress Audrey Hepburn? Raise your hand. She was an actress. She wasn't a great star, the actress, but she retired just after she got a first child, but I learned that she was raised up in Holland, Netherlands, and she experienced war and famine. And UNESCO, she was relieved by UNESCO. And UNICEF. And later in her life, she wanted to have a life quietly in Switzerland, but when UNICEF asked her to be an ambassador, she decided to be an ambassador because she wanted to help children in the deserted corner of the world. And she used her power of speech and words added to her action. She went out to the world to encourage and give love to children. But at the same time, she tried to give message to politicians to raise money and to raise consciousness and awareness. That's why she tried to use her power, her famousness, and her speech in order to make other governments to take action. So I think good deeds, if you want to change the world, good deeds must be shown to the world. And in order to take the message across the world, you need a speech as well. So I think it's a great thing to have a speech added to action. And I think it's a serendipity that we have such a beautiful, great star like Audrey Hepburn in this world. Back to you.
Thank you very much for your answer and for conclusion, for many other things like using the word of the day and keeping to the time. Really great. Anyone else to share their opinion? Irina, please.
I would like to say that it is really important to add nice words, not only good deeds. I want to share you one situation which we had. We tried to make a competition. So half of it was one group, and we divided into smaller groups. One group tried to protect democracy, and other protect tyranny. And it was very difficult to compare in this situation because one country where is like a tyranny, it is Singapore, because there is like one party which is in the government, but it is a wonderful country. And another country where it's proclaimed that there is a democracy, it is in Northern Korea. So it is, we may call different deeds by different words. And I can say you that not only deeds, also words, it's really important. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Irina. Thank you, indeed. If anyone else wants to share, please raise your hand. Okay, nobody as I see. So actually, these were my questions. I guess we're also need to finish at that point, right, Anna, according to our schedule? Or we have time?
Master, I see Sandra Theodore's hand raised up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I tried to follow, but yeah, two screens. Please, Sandra. We can't hear you. Please unmute. Still muted. Zoom Master, can we do something about it or not?
I think it's something actually with Sandra because she's like squeezing. And no, Sandra, can you on your sound? We can't hear you, but I see some from our point everything is okay.
Okay, so from the body language of Sandra, we can see that she does not know what's happening, unfortunately. Sorry about that. So that's all from me, unless we have time for one additional question, or we better move to evaluations because there were many speakers. Please suggest.
The last question, please, and we will move.
Okay, so the question would be the following. Do you think that appealing to the audience's bad emotion is a malpractice, or it's rather an effective tool to actually push people to action? I don't know. As example, I would prefer not to use recent examples because it's too dramatic, but okay, let's recall Greta Thunberg famous speeches, which were obviously anger, her personal, and in my opinion, she was trying to tap onto anger of the audience. was it an effective tool or a bad practice? I don't know. What's her opinion? Yes, CJ Marks, please.
Sure, but only if Sandra can't speak. Sandra, can you unmute yourself? You still muted? Sandra?
Unfortunately.
All right, that's a shame. Okay. Hey, this is an easy one. Of course it's okay to appeal to the darker. Oh, I'm gonna stop talking. Sandra, can you talk now?
Yes. Oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
stop talking. Sandra, you got it.
Frustrating. I've been trying to say something for the longest while.
Okay, maybe we do the following. Sandra answers previous question and then
Yes.
CJ.
So I was about to say, with all that is happening in this world, and because of the serendipity, that the last question that was asked about in a modern world, whether it's good deeds enough, or was that it? No, I think it was the one with whether it's it come with nice words. And I'm saying because of where we are right now in lockdown mode and social media has taken off, then sometimes no words are needed. Just by seeing something happening all over the world, just by seeing it, you can get a sense of what is happening. Sometimes no words need to be spoken. So on the point of whether good words, nice words should accompany something that is being done, that is not always necessary, all right? And it's even more so on social media these days, that you see clips of various things happening and you say, my God, you know, it creates an impression on you. And you could say, yes, you know, that was well done. Oh, that's a good thing. Or, you know, I really want to be part of that particular organization. You know, so that is what I wanted to put forward in the last discussion. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster, Madam Table Topics Master.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, diversity of opinions, that's great. Thanks. And we were happy to hear you finally. Thank you. And now back to CJ Marks about the very last question on good or bad practices in relation to appealing to dark emotions.
Sure, yes. From my understanding of things, being a US citizen currently living in Japan, which is an interesting dichotomy in of itself, oftentimes, believe it or not, some of the best things have come from the darker emotions or bad things being said. Let's take, for example, the most recent president of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump. He inspired a lot of action by the things he said. And that's just one of numerous examples. It may be a serendipitous experience, a bit of serendipity, a different play on the word. But oftentimes we look at, in the course of human history, bad things that have been said or bad actions that have been done have triggered beautiful things as a response. So I would say that we need, quote unquote, bad things or some of the darker emotions to manifest themselves for progress to happen, from civil and human rights to all over the world, to technological developments. Oftentimes these things come from people being told they cannot do something, or by people being bashed down or put down. So without negative words, so to speak, there could be no growth, there could be no beauty, there could be no positivity in the world. So absolutely, we need to have people saying these not so good things to motivate us to our true greatness. Be it serendipity or be it human nature, it's just how it is in this world. Back to you, Anastasia.
Thank you very much for your answer. And I guess we have the word of the day champion. By the number of times he mentioned the word. Great. So I guess we're done with the table topic session, and we can evaluate the best table topic speaker. Please look into the chat and vote in the form. So thank you very much, guys. It's very interesting to listen to all the opinions.
was really like eloquence, a lot of these words, and serendipity table topic session. So thanks to all of you for still being with us. Yeah, I see that our time is very close to the end, so we just start the evaluation session as quick as we can, and we start from Khrystyna Popovych, which evaluate Anastasia, and the first 6 speaker, please. Khrystyna.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yeah, everything's okay. You can.
Great. Thank you, dear fellow Toastmaster guests, our ArtTalkers and Toastmaster community. I have the honor to evaluate today the table topic session. First of all, thank you, Anastasia, for choosing the great topic, very close to Toastmasters, and at the same time very broad, so everyone could express his or her thoughts. I have some advices and would like to remind that as a table topic master, you have to announce that please, you can volunteer. Each speech should have a structure, opening, main body, conclusion, and also mention the time frame so that speakers know that they have up to 2 minutes. So general rules should be announced at the beginning of the table topic session. In general, the table topic session was very active, and we had a lot of speakers. Let me start from the first speaker, Ashok. Thank you for your speech. A very clear and good message that it's knowledge which drives eloquence. I like this message very well, very much. And your speech was like turned around this key message. Your image was a little bit poor. Maybe it's of internet connection, so I couldn't see you very well. But in general, I missed a little bit your gestures, so maybe go not too close to the screen and try to give more gestures to your speech. In general, the speech was very great, so thank you. The next speaker was Arpit. We were talking about top 3 occupations which that need eloquence. I liked your idea of your speech, that you focused on 3 key points. You had a very good conclusion about Toastmasters. So you spoke about professions, giving some examples, and at the end you finalized with the Toastmaster community. This thing was very great. As a moment to improve, I saw your gestures only at the end of the speech. So try to add more body language to your speech. The third speaker was Taras, answering the same question about top 3 occupations which need eloquence. Taras, your speech was also good. You mentioned 3 main occupations. Try to maybe this will come more with practice, but try to make your speech more structured. The opening part, the main body, and the strong conclusion. For example, if you remember Anna's speech or CG speech, they had a very strong conclusion of the speech. So the main point here in table topic session is having the strong conclusion of your speech. As a moment to improve, I see that you are moving on the chair while speaking. So try to eliminate this habit and speak in a calm position. Maybe adding more gestures to your speech. But anyway, thank you. Anna was our 4th speaker. And here I would like to draw the attention of our guests and dear audience that this is the excellent example of table topic speech. Great structure, very clear message, examples, and even Anna added the joke at the end of her speech. So please, if you are a beginner in Toastmaster, refer to Anna's speech as a good example. So thank you, Anna. Fifth speaker was Irena Dmitrieva, talking about the eloquent man. Thank you, Irena, also for the great speech with a good structure, examples. You had something with your microphone, I don't know, maybe, but the sound was not very good. Maybe check before the meeting. And I liked your gesture when you presented the highest. So this type of gestures, while we are online, they look very attractive. The sixth speaker and my last one speaker was CG. Also, it's a great example of table topic speech, how the table topic, the impromptu speech should look like. I liked, CG, your opening of your speech, that the success of deputies can begin with as or something. You use the quote, so it's a good example how to start your table topic speech. You can start it with quote. I liked your vocal variety. During your speech, you have a very caramel voice. So I see that you're experienced speaker, and for those who are beginners in our community, you can see how you can rise up as a speaker, and CG is a great example. I missed a little bit your gestures. I can't see your hands or some presenting, showing like this. Maybe just move a little bit from the screen. That's all. I'm passing the floor to our next evaluator, and thank you.
Thank you, Khrystyna. I'll try and be as quick as I can as well. She was incredibly good. That puts me under pressure. So don't be so good next time, please. I'll start with Florian. I think he thought he was going to get away without being evaluated, but he isn't. He told us that Zelensky, it's about inspiring, he was about an inspiring speaker. Mr. Zelensky inspires him. I like that's a good topical one. He started off with a rhetorical question, great way of speaking. His pace was good. Now, my recommendation for him is a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but he's got a white shirt on, a white background. So what I would suggest is to bleach your hair, and then we can't see you. It would be fantastic, except your glasses. But really, he talked about the speech to the German parliament, and he wants to shake hands with Mr. Zelensky. I can see Mr. Zelensky making a fortune just shaking people's hands when this is over. Moving on to Taras. Taras came out with confidence. He was straight in, and that makes people listen and want to hear you. My recommendation for Taras was a little bit wriggling around in his seat a little bit, ants in his pants, we say in England. But he clearly answered the question. He said that eloquence can be entertaining, and I think but he said that, you know, on his own it has no use. So I think he was pretty clear. He answered the question. Move on to Tatiana. This was about form and content again. So it depends on the audience. That she moved into a story. Now we love stories. I love stories. This was a humorous story too that delivered a message about giving a speech as a warehouse manager. I really liked it. I'm not going to talk a few times today about the camera, where the camera is. You can see I'm gesturing here. I try and get my camera angle just right. I can bring it down a little bit. You can see my gestures. Maybe get the camera angle so we can see the gestures better. But yeah, this story was fantastic. Best down to 3 words in the end. Get it down to 3 words instead of a speech. Well, there you go. Our table topics would be perfect. Moving on to Naniwa. She's question was, are deeds enough? Or do you need to tell everybody? She said they're both important, and then she used the word but. I don't like the word but, and they're not really important then, are they? Because she actually went on to say how actually the language is more important, and she gave us a story, a nice story about Audrey Hepburn. And to come up with this is a fantastic thing. Coming up with stories like this in table topics, although we can have a little bit longer in our club, it's still a great way of going. Again, we couldn't see the gestures. Think about your camera angles. Get yourself completely on camera. How about how Audrey became a UNICEF ambassador, and she finished up and she definitely answered the question. Irina came on now. Again, the same question. This is a good question. Take note. This is one of the best questions. She answered this question again. She said, you need to have nice words for sure. She gave the story of the competition. Again, gestures couldn't quite be seen. And now I know Irina, and I know that when she speaks in person on the stage, the gestures are so perfect. So for me, it was just a bit, I couldn't quite see them. I wanted to see them. I know her. I know how great she is at speaking. So she was confident. She was smiling a lot. And she gave us this story about democracy tyranny. And that's another great thing to do. Now it got a little bit confusing. It was going to be Sandra, and it was going to be, what was this one that was going to be Sandra. And she said, this one about deeds or words, deeds were enough. She didn't need to have words. She answered the question at that point. She came back to it later, though. And she said, are deeds enough? She said, she was talking about seeing something happening. And there was quite a new perspective on the question with social media and YouTube, the news. It's quite an interesting aspect. She looked at this. She talked about how you can see things on social media, really. She did use, this is maybe if we had an R counter, she did use the word, you know, quite a lot. So that was my recommendation. But overall, her vocal variety was good. Her confidence was good too. Then back to CJ. So he was on and off. He was on and off the stage. I haven't done CJ, have I? No. He started off when he first came on and said, this is an easy one. I thought, why don't you start with it a second time? But he didn't. He'd already said that once. So he talked about, he lived in Japan, he's a United States citizen living in Japan. He used things like home history, which is alliteration. The way CJ speaks. And if you don't remember his name, by the way, just look behind him. It's on the wall. I like that. That's cracking. That's great. But you know what? CJ's got this most lovely voice. I could listen to him for ages, But again, the camera angle, we could just about see them, but I want to get those powerful gestures out there. But he finished up with, he answered the question correctly. What did he say? No, anyway, just how it is in this world. And that finishes my tabletop evaluation. What a great set of speakers. Thank you.
Thanks you both, to Khrystyna and to Kevin. I think you really made a good job in team, to evaluate everyone who today participated in our table topic session. And you already see our winner. So Anna Martynova, please welcome to Anna. Congratulations. Yeah, and the feedback from Khrystyna was exactly the very concrete. So it's a good example of how a table topic session should be. So thanks to you too. And it's time to go to our grammarian. What about serendipity that today we have such a lovely meeting? So please, Misa, it's your turn.
Thank you. Thank you, Lesia. Lesia, you and Anna, Anastasia, Susan marks many times, and Sandra used the word. Thank you very much. And I didn't find any grammatical mistakes, but I found two very nice expression from the great workshop which are got smacked and hook people in. Thank you very much for the phrases. Thank you.
Thank you, Misa. And as you already see, we have also a report from our timer, Anna, in our chat. And I'm very glad that we are almost finishing of today's meeting in almost in time, but not in time still. And I, as usual, have a recommendation to you and to all of us that our next meeting will be in 2 weeks. It also will be Saturday because it was the most appropriate time for our main speaker. It also will be workshop storytelling this time from our friend Ajay Manka from UK, and you are very welcome to join this workshop too. And at the second part of the meeting will be a table topic session as well. So I hope all of you can be together. Yeah, as usual, we have we are working with all social media, so Facebook, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, Gmail, whatever you need to just come to us and be in touch. We also have YouTube channel, so as a video from a table topic session will be put on YouTube in open access. And if you wanted to re-watch workshop by Florian once again, please direct me using any of the social media and I will give you this link too. And for all these things, I wanted to pass control to Anna Martynova. She also wanted to share something with you, and especially for those who are in Kyiv. Yeah, Anna, please.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you for being connected. Thank you for finding time, for keeping alive Ukrainian Toastmasters Club. Your help and your support is very much appreciated. Florian, special thanks for your amazing workshop. It was very useful, very applicable, very much ground to earth. So we all benefited from your participation in our meeting. And a small announcement for those who are in Kyiv now, tomorrow at 12, we are going to have an informal meeting of ArtTalkers Club. If you happen to be in Kyiv, please join us. We are meeting at our usual venue. This is Kuznia Rebrata Piva restaurant at 2 Tarasa Shevchenko Boulevard. So please come if you are in Kyiv and join us. We are going to communicate a little bit and to see each other in person. With all that said, again, thanks for your time. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support. Let's come. The stage is yours.
And as usual, we're trying to make like a final photo. So please be very smiley.